Welcome to this comic thrill.
Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Comics Read Along. This one is another very special one because we are coming back to one of my favorite titles ever created, The Amazing Spider-Man, with the one and only Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man. This issue we are reading is number 121. It is a very iconic key issue where, not to spoil for anything for anybody who's going to be reading along for the first time for this issue, but there's somebody in Spider-Man's life that ends up meeting a very untimely end. We'll just leave it at that. But this is, again, an iconic issue. This and 122, they go hand in hand as a pair. They are key issues. They really kind of define Peter Parker and Spider-Man kind of moving forward with the rest of the series. It's a pivotal moment in Peter and Spider-Man's life, both as Spider-Man and as Peter Parker, with the events that happen both in this issue 121 and in 122. But without further ado, let's get into this amazing issue of Amazing Spider-Man, written by Gerry Conway, also worked on by the legendary, iconic comic book artist John Romita Sr. Stan Lee presents The Amazing Spider-Man. There are quite a few things we could say about this issue, but we won't. As for its title, that's something we'd like to conceal for a while, but we promise you this, Pilgrim. It's not a title you'll soon forget. Opens with Harry in bed at his father's place, with Peter, Spider-Man, looking in from outside. Harry's in bad shape, all right. Looks like I'm back in New York, not an hour too soon. I've done what I can for the lad, though I'd rather he were in a hospital instead of here at his father's home. Still, Norman Osborn and I have been friends for many years. If he wants to keep this quiet, so be it. As usually how that goes with wealthy people in the public eye and their children. You still haven't said what's wrong, Doctor. Has he been taking drugs again? It seems so, Miss Stacy. To be precise, D-lysergic acid diethylamide. Probably butchered that last word there. What you and Miss Watson would know as LSD. I've given him a shot of Thorazine. It's a tranquilizer we use to offset the effects of the drug. I knew Harry was a little flaky, but something like this. Perhaps if Harry hadn't been so depressed when he took the drug, it wouldn't have hit him so hard. But that can hardly matter now. You can see the result. Total clinical psychosis. What a layman would call schizophrenia. So, yes, Harry Osborn took LSD, was very depressed, and it led him to become schizophrenic, apparently. The anti-drug war of the 70s, ladies and gentlemen. Terrific. While I'm off battling the Hulk in Montreal, last issue, my roommate drops acid and cranks up. No wonder Gwen wanted me home. Harry's going to need every friend he's got. If only I could understand what made him do it, though. I mean, reality may have its unpleasant moments, but when you come right down to it, it's a lot better than burning your brain out with mind soap. Guess it's just a matter of how strong you are. Somehow, I'd always thought Harry was a little more together, more stable. I thought he'd worked things out after the last time he used drugs. And down in the corner it says, in the already immortal issues 97 through 99. Yes, that was the set of issues where the government asked Stan Lee to do some anti-drug messaging in The Amazing Spider-Man. Guess I was wrong about that, and maybe about a lot of things. Now easy, Mr. Parker. You're not exactly welcome around here, remember? And again, leading to Norman Osborn being Green Goblin, Spider-Man, that whole rivalry, all that stuff. Just a minute, young man. I told you not to go near my son. Mr. Osborn. Look, Mr. Osborn, I'm not out to hurt anyone. I just came here to see if Harry's all right. That's all. If you want me to go, that's cool. It's your house. You better believe I want you to go, Parker. I don't want to see your face ever again. It's your fault Harry's ill. Your fault these terrible things have happened to my son. Your fault! Your fault! And as he stares at Norman Osborn's fury-ridden features, Peter finds his mind swirling with memories. Memories of another day, months ago, when he and Osborn faced each other in different guises. Peter Parker as the web-spinning Spider-Man, and Norman Osborn as the Green Goblin. The Green Goblin, the only villain who knows Spidey's secret, a secret buried with Osborn's memory of his own identity in amnesia. Just the art back then was top-notch, man. John Romita Sr., what a legend. But buried for how long? Is some part of him beginning to remember? And is that why he blames me for Harry's collapse? Peter! Hey, pretty lady. I kind of figured you'd be here. Miss Stacy, you and your friends are no longer wanted in this house. We can do quite well without your so-called help. You know the way out. Please take it at once. Slam! Come on, Gwen. You too, Mary Jane. I'll buy you a Coke. Thanks a lot, Petey. Why was Mr. Osborn like that, Peter? We were only trying to make things easier for him. Some people hate do-gooders, Gwen. What can I tell you? But poor Harry. I feel so sorry for him, Peter. All his life he's been pampered. He's always had what he wanted without ever having to work for it. What could have happened to him to make him become so desperate? That's something we may never know, Gwen. What do you think, Mary Jane? I don't know, Pete. I just don't. But if Mary Jane Watson could do what we can do, she'd learn very quickly the reasons for Osborn's distress. All my stocks down another 13%? Do you realize what this means? If it continues, I'll be wiped out. No, nothing. Thanks for your help, Carruthers. Thanks very much for your help. Dad, is it you? Are you okay? Harry, son, you should be in bed. Can't lie still. I heard you talking. Thought I heard you talking. It was just a financial consultation, son. Nothing to concern yourself with. Now please, won't you rest? Don't worry about me, Dad. I can take care of myself. It's you I'm worried about. Everything you wanted is falling apart. Everything you worked for all these years. My eyes can't understand. Harry! And while Norman Osborn frantically phones for his doctor, let's switch our attention to a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man some 2 hours later, heading uptown to the offices of a certain metropolitan newspaper, where Peter Parker, staff photographer, has a late-day appointment. Whew. Never had a swing across town wear me out so much. Must have caught a virus when I was up in Canada. Not used to that kind of 0-degree weather. Well, can't let it stop me. I've got to deliver these pictures and get myself some pay. You don't look too well, Peter. Bit of that London flu going around? I guess so, Mr. Robertson. I'm just not your picture of health. Don't let Jameson see you. Our lovable publisher is likely to have you locked up for contaminating the office. Thanks, Robbie. Do I detect a note of impatience, Pete? Haven't you learned to bear with editors when they're feeling frisky? Sorry, Robbie. Guess it's just the way I feel. Right now, all I want is to find a warm bed and crawl under the... Parker! Don't say I didn't warn you, Pete. Get this disease-ridden menace out of my building, Robertson. I'm not going to have my employees claiming days off for sick leave. You heard the man, Peter. I'm sorry, but... No problem, Robbie. Like I said, I want that warm bed. Just have old Skinflint mail me my bonus check. Say for about $200. Check? What check, Robertson? Remember you sent Parker to Montreal for some pictures of the Hulk? Well, hang on to your hat, JJJ. Here they are. Jameson will flip when he sees those photos are of the Hulk and Spidey. I may hate my web-spinning alter ego, but he knows as well as I do, Spider-Man sells papers. The way I feel right now, selling papers is about my speed. Peter is sick with the flu. The only thing for me to do is get home as fast as I can, which means it's time for Spider-Man. Nothing like the Web Expressway. It'll be nice to get back, have a long talk with Gwendy. I guess that's his nickname for Gwen. It's been days since I spoke to her. And what with Harry's problems this morning, well, it'll be nice to have a talk. Nothing further I can do, Norman. He should be in a hospital, but at this point, it's still your decision. I understand perfectly, Ray. Thank you for coming. I just wish I could do more. But from now on, only Harry can help himself. Good night, Norman. Goodbye, Ray. Harry, I'm sorry I failed you in every way a father can. I should have realized those friends of yours, what they were doing to you. But how could I have known? Our enemies are everywhere. Men trying to ruin me, corrupt you, my only son. Enemies surrounding us. Spider-Man! So you've come to gloat, have you? To see what wreckage you've made of my life, my hopes, my dreams. I'll kill you for this! I'll kill you! No, you're vanishing. You can't do that to me. I won't let you escape me again. I won't. And Norman Osborn is now just completely losing his mind. And then, all at once, the delicate tissues of Norman Osborn's memory collapse, and a flood of images, past and present, rush through his pressured brain, reminding him, tormenting him, until he can stand it no longer. Like a man ridden by some demon hag, he races from his son's room, runs out into a night moist with the hint of tomorrow's rain. His footsteps make a drumbeat on the cracked pavement of Manhattan's Lower East Side, but he seems literally unaware of the sound, aware only of an inner sound, a long trailing moan. The first beginnings of his ultimate nightmare. Here, this is the place I'd almost forgotten. What a fool I've been not to remember it before. Spider-Man is my enemy. My mortal foe. Of all the men on Earth, he is the one I must most despise. For he is the man who keeps me from myself. He is the one who made my mind forget that I am the Goblin. The Green Goblin. And he's back again. And because of what he's done to me and to my son, Spider-Man, the cursed Peter Parker, must die, die, die. Minutes later, in the apartment Peter shares with Harry Osborn, we find, "Poor Harry. I wish there were something I could do to help him. If only Peter would come back, we could talk about it. And maybe understand what went wrong in Harry's life to make him what he is." For Gwen Stacy, Peter's beloved, the answer to that question is about to become abruptly clear. But our web-slinging hero, still several blocks south of his Upper East Side pad, that's one dramatic revelation momentarily delayed, as... oh boy, almost lost my balance that time, and my head. Being a dashing costumed crime fighter isn't all it's cracked up to be. Well, Peter's sickness, whether it's flu, cold, whatever, is definitely getting to him, infecting his ability to be Spider-Man and do everything that a spider can. Especially when it comes to time off for medical benefits. My head feels like a thermometer about to burst. And I can hardly keep this blasted wall in focus, never mind figuring out which window is mine. Normally, with Gwen waiting, I'd sneak in from the roof. But now, it's all I can do to get inside, even if... no, my lord. Definitely signs of a struggle, and there is the Green Goblin's patented and signature, I guess you could say calling card, but also weapon, his goblin bombs, his pumpkin bombs, Gwen's handbag, the one I gave her for Christmas, and a goblin's lantern. Osborn must have snapped, come here to find me, and found Gwendy instead. I still don't understand the Gwendy nickname for Gwen. Why not just say Gwen? It's 2 letters shorter. The state Osborn's probably in, he could do anything. I better find him fast, and hope he hasn't had a chance to hurt the lady I love. Well, sick or not, Spider-Man off to the rescue. Now it begins. What will soon become the most tormented quest of this young man's adventurous life, and a turning point in a certain costume hero's tempestuous career. It's just my luck. I disappear for a weekend in Canada, flit around playing international detective, and as soon as I get home, hoping for an evening alone with my girl, she gets snatched by a crazy businessman in sea green long johns. The question now is where? All I've got to go on is my spider sense, and it's leading me toward the George Washington Bridge. It figures Osborn would pick something named after his favorite president. He's got the same sort of hang-up for dollar bills. Spider-Man! Or should I say, Mr. Parker? I have your woman up here, my friend. I trust you understand what that means. You tell me, Goblin. It's quite simple, Web Spinner. Your presence in this world has been a source of constant agony to me. I wish you to leave it. Permanently. Or else Gwen Stacy dies. That cuts it, Pumpkin Boy. Up to now, I've been real friendly, considering your problems and all that. But Buster, when you start threatening my girl, the kid gloves are off. A most chivalrous attitude. Pity you won't live to enact it. Here we go. Spidey and Green Goblin facing off once more. One of the most legendary rivalries in all of comic books. You know something, Goblin? I think you mean it. And as there's an explosion from one of the goblin bombs. Close. Very close. My cold's making me so dizzy, I can hardly keep my balance. Don't dare try anything tricky. Once the goblin catches on to how sick I am, I've had it. So, I'm going to have to cut this short, get my lady love out of here, and finish things with Gobby later. Brash fool! Your end is near. Why be so blind as not to see it? Now! I've got to move now. I may not get another chance. And for Gwendy's sake, I've got to make this one count. As Spidey gets his webs right on the back of Goblin's head, and pulls. Spider strength, if I ever needed you, I need you now. Don't bum out on me. I don't have enough energy for another try. I've got to put everything into this one punch. You understand, spider strength? Everything I have. What cow? as Spidey makes clean contact with the Goblin. He's down, for a while at least. Even getting together what strength I have left, I couldn't pack much of a wallop. My best bet is to pick up Gwen and run. And there's the lady now, out like a light. Good thing, too, if Spidey's to save his secret ID. But as Spidey hurries toward a jubilant reunion, Goblin's already back up from the punch. The Green Goblin performs a reunion of his own, aided by the remote-controlled flyer of his own design. Gwen! Looks like she's in a state of shock. I'd better get her to a hospital. Have them give her a sedative of some kind. You cursed interloper! You'll never take that girl anywhere! She's doomed! Do you hear me? Whack! I guess he flew by and knocked her off the bridge. Doomed! And so are you! Gwen! No! And here it comes, the iconic scene. I've got to catch her. Stop her fall before she hits the water. And web's out. I've got to. I've got to. I did it. And as the web wraps around her leg, you can see there by her head goes backwards and snap. Spider powers, I love you. Not only am I the most dashing hero on two legs, I'm easily the most versatile. Who else could save a falling girl from certain death? Gwen? Hey kid, what's wrong? Don't you understand? I saved you. You can't be. No. Oh no, no, no. Don't be dead, Gwen. I don't want you to be dead. I saved you, honey. Don't you see? I saved you. Romantic idiot! She was dead before your webbing reached her. A fall from that height would kill anyone before they struck the ground. But for you, my friend, death will come more quickly and more surely than the shock of a sudden fall. Wrong, Goblin. You're the creep who's going to pay. I'm going to get you, Goblin, and I'm going to destroy you slowly. And when you start begging for me to end it, I'm going to remind you of one thing. You killed the woman I love. Spidey gets a little dark there for a second. The anger, the rage growing. And for that, you're going to die. Well, there you have it. Spider-Man threatening a villain. Not just with jail time, not just with good old-fashioned Spider-Man thrashing, but threatening his actual life. That's how you know Spider-Man has been pushed to the breaking point. At last, we can tell you the title of our tale. Though, it's one title we hoped we'd never see. We call it The Night Gwen Stacy Died. And you can be sure the story doesn't end here. To be continued. Well, everyone, that was just part one. I hope you enjoyed that tale. Definitely hits home a little bit. Because, I mean, just imagine, there's someone out there you love, and although Green Goblin said that she was dead before his webs even got to her, I mean, really, she was unconscious. And unfortunately, it was Spider-Man's web that, when he webbed onto her, her head snapped back and she broke her neck. That's what ended up killing her. I mean, yes, it was because of Goblin's actions, and Goblin had thrown her off, knocked her off the bridge. It's always been one of those things that has always stuck around in Spider-Man lore. Gwen Stacy's death comes up from time to time throughout the franchise. It was a very hard thing that Peter had to deal with, and very tumultuous time afterwards. But we'll see how everything plays out, because our next comic read-along is actually going to be a continuation. Normally, we do 2 different titles, 2 different stories, when I put these videos out in the same week. But because I read Amazing Spider-Man 121, I have to follow up with the Amazing Spider-Man 122, and that will come in a few days once I have time to sit down and record that one as well. But in the meantime, I hope everybody enjoyed this read-along and this story of Amazing Spider-Man 121. Just remember, everybody, to like the video if you really enjoyed it, and if you're new to the channel or discovering the channel for the first time, or just if you haven't done so, just subscribe to the channel if you don't mind. Also, if you are subscribed to the channel, just double check, make sure that subscribe button is still hit, because we know sometimes the algorithm and the brain behind the website likes to unsubscribe people sometimes. So just double check on that. If you like what we do here and you want to see a story or a title that I have not covered here on the channel yet, please feel free to drop in the comments a title or a specific issue of any of your favorite comics that you'd like for me to read here on the channel. You can also reach out to me on X at ComicsDad, or also email me at thecomicsdad@gmail.com as well with any questions, suggestions, what have you. If there's anything that you'd like to see done on the channel, you can shoot some suggestions my way about that as well. But in the meantime, just remember to support local comic shops, support independent comic creators, support small content creators, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and until next time, Comics Crew, you all take care. This is Comics Dad saying have a great day.
Thanks for joining, hope you had fun with Comics Dad. Today's adventure is done, but don't worry, we'll meet again with new tales to share, my friend.